Life gives back what you give to it. It takes a man who believes in himself to create wealth. So keep working hard and never lose hope in what you believe in. Ayakata. Life is not easy. Sigh. Make you take and judge. I want to use this special opportunity to recognize great Dim Odmebujuku. I can't also forget General Philip Effiong. Okama Daloso. Come Chetakano men underground. Umoma Kubigwe. Anyina Fuakolo. Airborne. De facto government in homeland. A special recognition to every Biafran who have been supporting from day one. May Elohim continue to flourish you in your different endeavors. He says, Mazina de Gano, Ohamadike, one of Biafra. The Prime Minister, Obatobie, Ogechukukere, Simukelekio, Wokoma, Ogechukukama, Ogechukukana, no, Ogechukukama, Onyamana Gidi Bakulo, Ogechukukama, Welunti Chukukazebele, Ogechukukama, Ogechukukama, Mama Biko Yobolisa, Ogechukukama, Ogechukukana Yono, Ogechukukama, Ogechukukana Yona Yasi, Ogechukukama. Ayole, Aiga Kolone Garole, Uwibole, Chetakwanandu Bofo. 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, Onye puru chi yuzo akwano Don't give up. One day he's so close. He's so close. Ogechukukama. Never you give up, no. Ogechukukama. Believe in your dreams, brother. Ogechukukama. Never you say no. Ogechukukama. Ogechukukama. Never you down your faith, no. Ogechukukama. Keep your head up, keep on fighting. Ogechukukama. A big shout out to Mazi Ogechukukere. I salute you, my PM, Mazi Simoniba. Life is sweet when you're patient. The greatest shout out goes to the media team, great talents. They won.
Our match, and then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better, the more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt in our okay. I mean hardcore. People who were born Biafrans And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean, genuine, hardcore, those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better, the more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt in our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better, the more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt in our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better, the more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt in our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better, the more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt in our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise we have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you, and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better. The more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt and our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise you have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better. The more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt and our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise you have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better. The more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt and our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise you have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better. The more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt and our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march. And then you will know how serious we are. You will understand that we say something and we do it. Every promise you have ever made, we have fulfilled it. There are many more coming, which we have been advised not to tell you and we cannot tell you. But our march is relentless. Some coordinators will no longer exist after a short while because of the role they played. They won't exist. The fewer we are, the better. The more secure our secret is. And there is no coming back. There is no coming back in. We need people who are hardcore Biafrans. I mean hardcore. I don't mean just a Biafran in our t-shirt and our okay. I mean hardcore. People who we are born Biafrans. And can you see how interesting things have become? These days they're beginning to come out. I mean genuine hardcore. Those that will never go back regardless of what is in front of them. Those that will serve their country without any conditions. Today we have tried to demonstrate that we are against our march.
A minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate our heroes, both the dead and the living, and we celebrate all Biafrans who are sacrificing their lives on daily basis for Biafra. And we keep the flag flying above sea level until Biafra is fully restored. He said, he said, he said. Greetings to all Biafrans from wherever you're listening from. Greetings from here, and we salute all of you for your good works. Thank you so much for being part and parcel of this program, and thank you for your good works that you're doing. We salute our leaders that lived before us and those that are sacrificing on daily basis behind bars to see that we know the reason for Biafra and why we must continue to fight on. Your sacrifices will not be in vain, no matter those that are trying so much to sabotage your efforts. We will continue to uphold that very legacy that you all put in place. Biafran people have sacrificed so much and they cannot back down at this very time. It doesn't matter the level of sabotage, the level of blackmail and slander and impersonation, propaganda and slander, or whatever you call it, that will be coming out from this time. We have crossed the Rubicon of being carried away by sabotage. So I'm imploring many of you that you need to go and get your armor of resistance. So worry less about Sonny, yes, but worry much about yourself. I'll repeat what I said. Every Biafran need to go and get a shield, a uniform of resistance. And then you have to worry less about Sonny when it comes to sabotaging Biafra or running away in the face of travel? No. But what I would rather advise you all is that go and get your armor of resistance. Go and get your armor of resistance so that you can wear your resistance and be able to stand the test of time no matter where the bullet has come against you. And I will be addressing one idiot that is here on the comment section as I will just start this program. This idiot here says, how can division give you Biafra? You are the one that is divided. Valentine Chijioke, you're the one that is divided. A Biafran that has sacrificed so much for this Biafra can never be divided. A Biafran whose mother, whose father, whose brother has paid the ultimate price, who is in the bush of Biafra fighting to defend Biafra land, is not divided. Is focused. Is focused on the ball. A Biafran who is behind bar as we speak now is not divided. Is focused on Biafra because what took him or her there is because of Biafra. So is not divided. A Biafran who understands that when your leader is kidnapped or imprisoned, that you don't need to sit down to wait for that your leader to serve 10 years of imprisonment, 6 years of imprisonment, 20 years of imprisonment, 50 years of imprisonment, 5 years of imprisonment. Then you wait for him. You're waiting for that your leader until when that your leader comes out. Before that, your leader will now come and tell you what to do inside prison. Or you are going there to go and meet that your leader and ask him, what should I do? You are the one that is divided because you don't have functioning brain cells in this your very north. There is none. Martin Namdekano said that it is time we put our brains in gear to think of what to do because the next few days will be very critical. That the next few days, many things will happen. And it will be a time for you who was born for Biafra to be able to fit into the shoe and to use your brain and put your brain in gear to determine what to do in the absence of your leaders that have been kidnapped, in the absence of your leaders that have been imprisoned, in the absence of your leaders that have taught you for years, that have even laid the template out for you. So, as they are kidnapped or imprisoned, it is your responsibility to put your brain in gear. What have I learned from them for the past years? What template did they put on the ground? Did they inaugurate or unveil a template before they were kidnapped or were imprisoned? Were they or was there or did we unveil an army that will fight for the liberation of Biafra land after the declaration for the next phase? Was there or is there a lobbying firm which we contracted to carry out the mission of Biafra should anything happen to any of our leaders? You don't know that the reason why our PM contracted or unveiled a lawyer for us, an attorney, is for us to be able to go in a streamline, for us to be guided and directed, for us to be informed and educated of what to do, whether in his presence or in his absence. So that if anything happens, the next line of leader that is there will know what to follow, what to do, where to go, how to go about it, who to talk to, who to engage, how to do it, and what to do, so that everybody will not get stuck in one car. So if you after your leader was imprisoned and kidnapped, you give yourself this ideology that you are divided. It means you are foolish. It means you don't know the template of what you have. It means you are following people blindly and foolishly. You don't know your left from the right. You don't know that if Sonny is taken away today, if Okenkere is taken away today, that you have to look for another person that is in the next line. Give that person the maximum support for us to continue what is happening in Washington, D.C. You must first check, where was our template in Washington, D.C.? Where did we go to? What level? Last year, which senator and which person did we have meetings in Washington, D.C.? What level have we gone to before our leaders were kidnapped? So you have to go and continue from there. You have to go and start meeting those senators and those lawmakers in America and tell them, our leaders had met you before. We had laid a template. We've gone to this point, gone to this point. Now they are in prison, so we are coming to continue that template. And who will take you to those lawmakers of America? It is the lobbying firm and the attorney that were contracted for the cause of the independence of Biafra. Because you have that roadmap already in the hands of the attorney and the lobbyist. So when you look at the screen, you now see that that lobbyist that was unveiled to us from last year is that lobbyist that is doing what is happening today in the absence of our prime minister being imprisoned, in the absence of our supreme leader being imprisoned. That lobbyist that he brought and explained to Biafran people, that lobbyist promised that they will be the eye of Biafra in Washington, D.C. They will be the voice of Biafra in Washington, D.C. They will be the ear of Biafra in Washington, D.C. They promise they will take Biafra into every community and every rooms and houses and offices of the lawmakers in America. They said they will make sure the congressmen discuss Biafra. They will make sure the White House discuss Biafra. They will make sure that the State Department listen to Biafra from their table. Have they delivered? Yes, they have delivered. They deliver in the presence of our prime minister and also in the absence of our prime minister. So do you have a score mark for them? Yes, because there is a score mark. They have delivered. They deliver even in the absence of our prime minister. They have not derailed, even as many of you have joined hands to attack them, call them all manners of names. What kind of nonsense have you not done with the name of Dabiri and Elias? This is a sample of it. Look at this one. Just look at this generational illiterate on the screen. Look at this generational illiterate on the screen. And then there is another one from, what's the name? Another one from Orabufulani. Orabufulani, that many of you had thought she gets sense. You don't know that there is nothing like sense in our brain cells. That everything is the medical problem that is happening in a psychiatric hospital. So after you see this one on the screen, you now see this one. This is the second one, Orabufulani, displaying our idiosyncrasy, displaying our madness from the hospital of the psychiatric people. You see, these are the kind of people some of you presume will come and lead you. So, even as many of you has bastardized the name of the lobbyist and attorney. Did they back down? No. Did they listen to your prejudice? No. Did they continue in delivering their messages and their results? Yes. They have been on top of the game. So, for that man that was talking about him being divided, tell him to go back to his room and ask his mother whether him and his mother are divided. You know, someone said USB charger currency is out too. Thank you, Chukwuma. Let their USB charger currency be out, please, so that they can use it in psychiatric hospital in Georgia. Yes, you know their survival whistle was out and they were blowing it. They used the survival whistle to kill many Boko Haram terrorists. So, and also their Delta airline that is coming to take all of them to Nigeria, not to Biafra. The Delta airline was supposed to pick all of them to Nigeria from, I think, 3 months ago. But now, we've not seen Alpha. So, what has BRGIE done differently? What has BRGIE done differently? What BRGIE has done differently is to give you results with facts and figures. Yesterday, I made you to understand that Mazi Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, had two prime enemies. These two prime enemies were Nigerian government and IPOB Nigeria. And they joined their hands together to do what? To imprison him. The IPOB Nigeria, they wrote letter starting from Kanu Ntakanu, the brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, plus Emmanuel Kanu, plus the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Uchechi, plus all IPOB One Nigeria political party. They wrote petition to EU Commission. So this is how they put their hands together to write a letter to imprison our prime minister. They work together with One Nigeria, the politicians in the East and in One Nigeria to make it happen. But now, in our own dispensation now, you see that BRJ under Okenkere are facing 5 prime enemies. Those 5 prime enemies are IPOB Nigeria, Nigerian government themselves and their politicians, then Orabufulani group, EMA Accountability Group, then the international allies of Nigeria. How many numbers? These are 5. 5 prime enemies now fighting BRGIA. That is why many of you or some of you have been given the work of attacking the finance, attacking our account, to the point that some of you went to bring our bank account information to be reading the statement online. It was all to give it to Nigerian terrorist government for them to go and to destroy the Biafran people and what we are doing. But you cannot succeed because we are more than conquerors and we are having results every day and we are moving valiantly. And we will continue to do exploit. I salute all Biafrans who have stood their ground to see that we have these results that are making the rounds today. Yes, there is cry in the camp of the enemies of BRJ, and we enjoy their cry, and we want them to continue to cry the more and to continue to advertise BRJIA. Please advertise Mazi Elias in a very good manner. Advertise Okenkere in a very good manner. Advertise Dabiri in a very good manner. Advertise BRGIE in a very good manner because they are doing a very good work. Now, I want all Biafrans to screenshot this. Carry your phone. Screenshot this thing that is on the screen. Carry your phone and screenshot this thing that is on the screen. Share it everywhere. Post it everywhere. Screenshot this thing that is on the screen now. Share it everywhere and post it everywhere. Share it in your WhatsApp groups. Post it everywhere on TikTok, on Facebook, on Telegram, on Instagram, on your story, on your Twitter. Post this thing that is on the screen now everywhere. Just screenshot it. Screenshot it with your phone and post it everywhere. Let everyone know and ask a question. Are these the accountability groups that claims that PM Simon Ekpa is validating them? Then if these are the groups that claims that PM Simon Ekpa is validating them, then that means there is something wrong somewhere. Yes. And that thing that is wrong somewhere, they will still be the one to come and tell us what they did that made everything go wrong somewhere. Okay? Because our Prime Minister unveiled and introduced to Biafran people Moran Global Strategies as the only entity that BRGI has to carry us to Washington, D.C. and Attorney Dabiri. So when you sleep and wake up and you are seeing generational illiterate like this, assuming from the graves, then you need to find out what is wrong and how it got this bad. Okay? Please screenshot this thing that you see on the screen and share it everywhere. Thank you so much. So, what BRGI have been doing now is result, 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 result. Mind you, because of the effectiveness of BRGIA, Nigerian government decided to go and hire lobbyists in America so that they will start a campaign against Biafra government in exile, because they understand that there are other splinter groups who are also there for destruction and to destroy the minds of Biafran. Those ones, they have no problem with them. They have no problem with the EMA accountability group. They have no problem with Orabufulani because they know they are working for their interests. Anytime you see them come and launch attack on the media against BRGI and the Moran Global Strategies firm and our Attorney Dabiri, it is a very good result for Nigerian government. And they know that they have one other ally working for their interests. So, Nigerian government understands that BRGI has become very brutal. So they have to launch a lobbying campaign against the Biafran independence, championed by BRGI under, okay, get it now. So, when you now sleep and wake up, you see that that congressional testimony that was submitted to the US Congress, what it translated into was sanctions on Nigeria because of what? The kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the killing of Christians. I did explain yesterday or the day before to you that when I say Christians, and when I just stay within that purpose of Christian, you should understand that Biafrans are predominantly Christians. So I am referring to Biafrans. I'm also referring to other Christians in Nigeria. But when you hear me say Christians, know ye that Biafrans are predominantly Christians. So I am talking about Biafrans. This testimony called on Nigeria to be sanctioned. It called on several tariffs to be placed against Nigeria. It called on the US government to invoke the Magnitsky Act, Accountability Act against Nigeria, because of the human rights violations against Christians, against Biafrans, principally about the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the role Nigeria play in seeing that our prime minister is imprisoned. Yes, because that has caused so many distortion in the brains of many of you. Because some of you, like the Bible says, you are baby Christians. You know what it means to be baby Christians? People that do not have their legs, properly fixated in Christianity or the teachings of the Bible. So there are people that are baby Biafrans in their mind thinking or in their sense of reasoning or understanding. People that are not 100% fixated when it comes to Biafra. So you can easily be blown off by any wind. So that is why when there is anything happening, you are pushed away and you lose balance. You don't know the right thing to do. You'll be junketing. That is the time you see some of you coming to attack Sonny. You come and attack Okengere. You come and attack PM Simon Egba. After like 1 to 2 months, some of you will come back and say, hey, I was just observing. I was observing. But you were attacking Sonny, you were attacking Okengere, you were attacking APM that time that you say you were observing. After you see that you have failed, you now come back and say, oh, I now see that this is the right side to follow. Those are the baby brains, baby Christians, baby Biafrans in their mindset and thinking and ideology. So we know we have many of you with this kind of fickle-mindedness. People that cannot reason and have a decision and then stand on it because they don't know the equilibrium of Biafra. They don't know equilibrium of their mindset and what may likely happen if they stand to this side or if they stand to this side. But we are here to reset your brains. The congressional testimony was aimed at doing what? To sanction Nigeria. And those sanctions we called on, it has started from the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So, today in this very segment, I'm going to read something from, is it a ICPR or ICRR? There is a publication that has been done by this media house. And in this media house, they will make you to understand and see the role and the effectiveness and the mandate, listen up, the mandate of BRGIA. This media publication has also made you to know that Biafran people have many splinter groups who stand up to also claim the name. I'm fighting for Biafra, I'm fighting for Biafra. But at the end of the day, this publication has been able to explain and identify that there is only one legal entity, only one legitimate legal entity that is saddled with the responsibility of getting Biafra independence, restoration, and recognition. And that it is only that one that has garnered so much results in Washington, D.C., with all the meetings that they've had with the U.S. congressmen and in the Capitol. This media house also cited the significance of the Biafra congressional briefing in the U.S. that was carried out on the 18th of September 2025 and made you to understand that there is no other splinter groups that claim to be fighting for Biafra that have been able to end this landmark result or event in history. So putting it to you that there is only one legitimate government of the Biafran people. That is BRUJ. You know, I love the way this media house took time to do research, to bring out many groups that have claimed to be fighting for Biafra, that have claimed to be speaking for Biafra. Then at the end of the day, this media house now tells you that from all these monkey groups that you see here, that they are all distractions, that they are not focused or aimed at the total independence of Biafra. But it is only one group or one government, only one government that is the actual and legal government of these Biafran people. So that means all the other ones are just small monkeys. Small monkeys that just have to make noise everywhere because it is their right to be making noise. So they have to make noise. So I would be bringing this to the screen for us to analyze something here. Ishila.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, when I saw this publication at first, I said, why will these people use the face of these people for this publication? But when I took time to read the publication, I now saw that the publication became very interesting. Very interesting. And I say, I've got to take time to read this publication because there is much to it that we need to understand. Because it has actually opened the nyash of some people. So let us see what is embedded in this publication. Here is the publication that I'm talking about because many of you may have come across it. But in this publication, you will get to understand many things. So this is the reason why I want to read this publication. When you look at the screen, you see that this International Center for Investigative Reporting, they say, uncovered inside Biafra groups lobby contract amid U.S. genocide warning against Nigeria. But there is something significant about this report that I want everybody to listen. It is the peculiarity of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Yes, that's what you need to understand here. Because this report is opening your mind to see that if there is no Biafra Republic government in exile that have come out, all these splinter groups will continue to be dragging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu backward, and they will continue to be dragging Biafra backward for eternity without result. You will be shocked tonight. Let us go into this publication and read something. So everybody should not be mad that this publication carried the faces of IPOB Nigeria. IPOB Nigeria group are the people that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. IPOB Nigeria are the same people that wrote petition to the EU government to imprison Simon Egba. Are you getting me? So, I want you people to understand something here. Now, look at this photo. Look at the photo. When you look at the photo, can anybody explain to me all the people you see in this photo? Please, if you know all the faces you see in this photo, type all their names in the comment section. I can see Agbayin. I can see Uche Mefo. I can see Nena. I can see Chika Edoziem. I can see Kanunta. So please, name the rest of them for me in the comment section. Write all their names because I want to show you what these people did. These people that you see their faces here, they are the people that came together after they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, and then they saw that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is the new sheriff in town, and that he is very determined to make sure the flag of Biafra is not lowered to the ground. So what did they do? Because of the contract they gave them, they decided to work against Biafra independence. There are diverse ways you can work against Biafra independence. So these people, you see their faces here, they are the people that did this. Now look at the letter that is on the screen. This letter was written on the 22nd of May, 2023, by these people that you see here on this screen. Some of them that are missing in this photo are Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife. Another person that is missing in this photo is Emmanuel Kanu in Nigeria. Another person that is missing in this photo is Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Caro White. Caro White is missing in this photo. Another person that is missing in this photo is Bruce Fenn, who was used to write the letter. Another person that is missing in this photo is Chinasa Nworu. So there are many, but I'm just calling the key players that played this role. Now, they call themselves IPOB Nigeria. They put up this petition to the EU president of European Commission. When I told you people that Mazi Simon Ekpa had two prime enemies, IPOB Nigeria political wing and Nigerian politicians. These are the two prime enemies that they had. So the IPOB Nigeria political wing, they put their hands together and work with Nigerian government while they brought their evidences and wrote this petition to the EU Commission. They back up their evidences with Nigerian government. After they submitted this, they used Bruce Fenn office to do the write-up. They submitted it. And then they later did a showy public display in Finland to encapsulate what they did. Many of you did not know that they have done so much like this. And when you saw them moving from one office to another and say they are submitting petition, they are submitting for Biafra, this was the context of what they were submitting. They did not submit anything for Biafra. They were submitting this petition against Simon Ekpa to be in prison. That is not a Biafran, that is not talking for Biafra, that Biafra Republic government in exile is what? A fraud. That Biafra Republic government in exile is a criminal entity. That anywhere they see Biafra Republic government in exile in abroad, that Biafran should be kidnapped and should be deported back to Nigeria, and some of them should be imprisoned. This is what Kanunta, this is what IPOB Nigeria, this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife, this is what Kanunta Kanu, this is what Ejiofor, this is what Chinasa Nworu, all of them that you see here, this is what they did. So when you see that we are angry now, that we are holding people accountable with lawsuits, and then our Prime Minister is saying, I want to stop the lawsuit because I want to help this person, and we are angry, you need to understand that there is something wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. Because I don't know if he is enjoying the prison. I don't know if our Prime Minister is enjoying the prison. Seeing the people that push him to prison, enjoying themselves outside here, and then he will now be enjoying the prison and say, don't go after them, don't touch them. And these people are raising their heads to destroy many other things. No, we cannot fold our arms and wait and see them. No, they put him in prison. He may not understand the dangers and the repercussions of what we are facing here now. So we don't look face of anybody now. Anybody that pull leg, pakashia, cut the person that leg commode, rip the leg off so that that leg will not cause you trouble. Yes, anything that stands like asunder on the way, cut it off because we have to move on. So these are the people that imprisoned him, our prime minister. So now, what is interesting here is that we have to read on. I've now explained to you these people, who they are. Now, the publications here goes down to say different groups with ties to Biafra separatist movement have actively lobbied the United States to recognize and support its bid for secession from Nigeria over the years. The ICR findings reveal. They say over the years. So it's going to be a kind of chronology to show you many things, both past years and present years and all the splinter groups that have decided to carry name, yes, and to destroy the effort that we have been working for. So the publication reads, several agreements were signed between the groups and the US-based firms to carry out lobby campaigns. Filing with the Foreign Agent Registration Act, FARA, have shown. This is coming amid President Donald Trump's recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern with a threat to strike over genocide claims against Christians in Nigeria. The ICR report that during Trump's first term in office, the U.S. State Department designated Nigeria as a CPC in December 2020. So this was, however, reversed in November 2021 during Biden administration. Now, inside the lobby contract, investigation by the ICIR revealed that IPOB leader Martin Nnamdi Kanu and other pro-Biafra separatist groups have entered into several contracts with U.S.-based firms to carry out different campaigns for self-determination. One of the filings indicate that in June 2024, the Biafra Republic government in exile engaged Moran Global Strategies, MGS, a US-based lobbying and strategic advisory firm, to lobby to gain support for Biafra's independence. The document confirms that the company had been acting as a foreign agent to lobby and advocate on their behalf in the US. As part of the deal, a letter of agreement was signed on June 10, 12, 2024 between Moran Global Strategies and Brgie, represented by its self-styled Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Moran Global Strategies is a US-based government relations firm registered under the Foreign Agent Registration Act, FARA. It is owned by former US Representative Jim Moran, who served Northern Virginia communities of Arlington, Alexandria, and Fairfax County for 24 years. So this one shocked them. And this is the prime part of this publication, because it is Moran Global Strategies that is making things happen and everybody are panicking. That is why you see Elias' face everywhere and Jim Moran face everywhere, and they are crying. It is not only Jim Moran face, or it is not only Nigerian government that are crying about Jim Moran's face and Dabiri's face. All these people that had claimed to be in Biafra government and fighting for Biafra, they are now crying against Moran Global Strategies firm and Amen Dabiri. They are crying, yes. They are crying because they never expected the kind of brutality and the kind of achievement that could have happened, which is happening here now. They are surprised. So that is why they now come out and be telling you that, oh, the US is now going to use or is using Isaiah Yongu and modern global strategies to fight against Biafra freedom. So this is why you need to ask, what kind of generational illiterate are these? What kind of stupid people are these? I thought we saw all of them carrying Biafra flag before, and they shout every day. Are these the same people that some of you are listening to? It's a question you need to go and ask. So it's not only Nigeria or international media that are now after and attacking modern global strategies because of working for Biafra independence. Even those that you call Biafrans, even those that you had saw their faces in Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet, they are the main people that are now projecting modern global strategies as their enemies now. So you need to go and ask a question, what is wrong with their brains?
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. So, coming down to continue our reading, they said, under the deal, that is modern global strategies, is to gain U.S. support for Biafra independence. I want all of you to look at this point too. You need to understand and know the mandate of Moran Global Strategies to Biafra Republic Government in Exile. The mandate of Moran Global Strategies to Biafra people. What is their mandate and why, or what is the terms and objectives of the contract? What do they have to deliver and what it is that Biafran people are expecting from Moran Global Strategies as a mandate? Listen very well. Under the deal, Moran Global Strategies, where you see Elias, is to gain U.S. support for Biafra independence. Promote the narrative that Biafra will be a staunch ally of the U.S. and a bulwark against the terrorists in the region. Then, the deal provides the lobbying firm will be paid a monthly fee of this that is stipulated to render lobbying, promotion, perception, management, and PR services on behalf of its client, according to the deal. The document further showed that the contract commenced on June 15, 2024, while the fees would be billed in advance on the first day of each month and due on or before the 15th day. Now, they were able to go and bring out the contract terms and everything that were available online. These documents are available online. So they went and then looked for it and then got it from the US government website. Okay, they went on to say the contract, renewable on annual basis according to the terms, will help the separatist leader to convince the U.S. government. Listen, Moran Global Strategies will help Biafran people, will help BRGIE to convince the U.S. government and private sectors to support the secession of Biafra from Nigeria. I hope you are listening and taking note of the point and the mandate of Moran Global Strategies, what they have to do for Biafra people, what BRGI is expected of them. Then you will ask yourself, are they delivering on this mandate? Yes, they are delivering. Look at what they said, to convince the U.S. government and private sectors to support the secession of Biafra. Convince U.S. government to do what? To talk about Biafra. Convince U.S. government for Biafra what? Independence. To promote the narrative of Biafra in the U.S. and also to work against the terrorists and eliminate them in the region of Biafra. Ask yourself the question from what you see on the screen now. Is Moran Global Strategies delivering what is on that paper? Yes. You can see the congressional testimony that is on the screen now. This is BRGIE, ably led by Okenkere, providing explosive testimony to the U.S. Congress, calling for the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. So, has Moran Global Strategies delivered their mandate? Yes. On the other side now, you see that Trump opens door for sanctions on Nigeria over persecution of Christians. So, Moran Global Strategies, on the mandate of BRGIA, were able to submit human rights violations to the U.S. Congress, the U.S. government, against Nigeria, and call on the U.S. government to sanction Nigeria for these human rights violations, for the massacre and the kidnapping and the destruction of lives and properties of Christians, predominantly Biafrans. Is Moran Global Strategies delivering their mandate? Yes, they are delivering their mandate. You are seeing their mandate and you are seeing their works coming out. From that very thing that I read there, that publication, you saw that it was mandated that Moran Global Strategies will be the voice of Biafran people in Washington, D.C. Have they been the voice? Yes. Have they tabled Biafra issue on the table? Yes. Have they tabled Martin Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap to the U.S. government? Yes. Have they tabled the imprisonment of Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, to the U.S. government? Yes. Have they tabled the kidnapping and the massacre of Biafrans to the U.S. government? Yes. Have they tabled a deal and negotiation and a pact and a proposed ally and political support to the U.S. government in favor of Biafran people? Yes, they have submitted it. They have done all that, and they are all in the public, and you can see everything with evidence. So, is Moran Global Strategies delivering on their mandate? Yes, they are delivering on their mandate. He said the contract is to convince the U.S. government and private sectors to support the secession of Biafra from Nigeria. Under terms of this agreement, Moran Global Strategies agrees to provide Biafra with strategic advice and facilitate interaction with appropriate members of the executive and legislative branches of the U.S. government, as well as third-party interests. Are they doing it? Yes, they are doing it on a daily basis. This is one of it. You can see. You can see one of it on the screen. You can see one of it on the screen. That is how you get to see the U.S. congressional briefing come into play. And this publication will also cite this congressional briefing and explain the role of it and what it is expected from this congressional briefing. That is why you had who.com wrote the other day and said, if the U.S. government listens to the Biafra separatist movement, government in exile, that it is going to be a very bad turn on Nigerian government, because it will hamper their international relations. It will hamper their military formations. It will hamper and also destroy their integrity everywhere. It will also see that there is what? A complete turn about against every U.S. policy apparatus against the Nigerian government. Today, is it happening? It is happening. So ask yourself the question, is Moran Global Strategies delivering on their mandate? They are delivering on their mandate. Okay. Moran Global Strategies will support Biafra's fundamental goal to encourage the United States government to support Biafran independence and to recognize Biafra as the only entity which represents Biafra. Part of the agreement reads. Did you get the point now? As the only entity which represents Biafra for Biafra independence. So there is no other entity. Every other one are fake. Every other one are what? Are say, are they stand for fence, are they dance, are they sing, are they dream, are they wake up. So they just dance around so that they can cause destruction to the brains of some people, like the person I put his comment before. All these splinter groups, that is what they have done to that guy's brain, and his brain is damaged now. That is why he came here to come and disgrace himself, to say that he is divided, because those splinter groups have been able to divide his brain. So he cannot think well again. Even as he has seen and known where results are coming out, where the contract of Brgie is, those that are taking Biafra to Washington, D.C., those that will project Biafra for international community to listen to, even as he has seen the evidence, he said that those other groups have destroyed his brain. So that is exactly what I'm saying. Those other splinter groups, their aim and objective is to destroy the brains of some people that were seemingly walking in the right direction before. But I think I am here to reset some of your brains. I will use Koboko to reset some of your brains.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Welcome back. Yes, from the short break. Welcome back, and we must continue. So you've been able to see from those that went to bring the contract terms of BRGI and Moran Global Strategies, you've been able to see and know what Moran Global Strategies owes the Biafran people and what the Biafran people expect of Moran Global Strategies. And there is no other lobbying group or firm or attorney that have to give this to you, because their mandates are different from every other lobbying groups. So let us read down. Here, it said that the US government will be encouraged to engage BRGI directly and through advocacy by the US Congress and others, including faith-based and human rights organizations and think tanks. Now, I ask you, are we doing that? Yes, we are doing that. Faith-based and human rights organizations and think tank. Engage BRGIE with US government through advocacy by what? By US Congress. Do you now see why all these meetings with the US Congress are of great importance? Let me go to our website now. Let me show you our website now so that you now know the reason why all the US congressional meetings and engagement, all our diplomatic engagement, so that you know why they are very, very significant, because they are part and parcel of what we have to do to be able to bring Biafra to limelight. Do you now see why all this engagement must happen? Do you now see why all this engagement must happen? If you don't know this man here, this is the number 3 man in America, the Speaker of America. He was the Speaker in the last administration. He also became the Speaker again in this very administration. Now, this is Senator Ted Cruz, who is giving Nigeria woto everywhere. This is Chairman, House of Foreign Affairs, Brian Marks. And then you see the angels that God have given to us. Mazi, Elias, our APM, and our Attorney Dabri. Then you go down to see the rest of the wonderful engagement of BRGI with US lawmakers. Do you now understand what Moran Global Strategies is doing for Biafran people? Bonnet. They are working in line with the terms and objectives that were stated. So nothing is far different from it. So when you check what is on the screen, you see series of political diplomatic engagement. You see? Do you now know why we are engaging all these lawmakers? Do you now know why we are engaging the US lawmakers? All the top US lawmakers, we have to educate them, open their minds, tell them about Biafra, engage the think tank groups, engage the religious groups, engage every human rights groups, engage every religious groups, let them know what Biafra is all about, let them understand what we are doing, let them know how far and what they should await, let them see where we are going. Do you now understand why Moran Global Strategies is doing all these things? Do you now understand why you see our APM engagement in Washington, D.C. all the time? Do you now understand? These are the reasons why you need to be putting your head down to support BRGIE, because there is a template. There is a template, and we are working on that template, and we are going there, and we are getting it, and we are delivering on that mandate. So, if you have not been part and parcel of this history in the making, or you're on the fence, it means you are missing a lot. So try as much as possible to be among those that are making things happen, so that you will know what is actually happening. So coming back to this screen, it said the US government will be encouraged, the US government will be encouraged to engage BRGIE directly through advocacy by the US Congress and others, including faith-based human rights organizations and think tank groups. The question is Moran Global Strategies delivering on this mandate? Is Moran Global Strategies delivering on this mandate? Ademe. Is Moran Global Strategies delivering on this mandate? Is Moran Global Strategies delivering on this mandate? That is the question all of you should ask yourself. Is Moran Global Strategies delivering on this mandate? Yes, they are delivering on this mandate. So you now that is a Biafran, what is expected of you as a Biafran to have done? It is to come and give your support, your full support. Your full support is what is expected of you. Now you see another publication coming down here. They say the Jewish Sentiment Agreement. What do you see here now? They say findings by the ICIR. Findings by the ICIR also reveal that another lobbying contract was signed between Biafra Jewish Autonomous Region Governing Council and a Las Vegas-based lobby firm, Daniel Golden, on January 1st, 2024. Listen to what this their own is about, though. They say the agreement, according to the document obtained by the ICR, is to create support for establishment of a Jewish autonomous region in Biafra. Are you getting it? So that means they are not going for Biafra independence. They are not going for Biafra independence. Their own mandate is very different. Their own mandate is for what? To create establishment of a Jewish autonomous region in Biafra. So their own case is different. They are not for Biafra independence. But this publication took time to analyze and to bring all this out so that you will see and know the people that are camouflaging themselves and deceiving all of you to say they are fighting for Biafra, or they are doing this for Biafra, or they are doing that. No, they are not doing that. Some of them are just there for a different mandate. And it is for a selfish interest. It has nothing to do with independence.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Sorry, we are back and we have to continue. So, from what you see on the screen here now, you see that there is another splinter group that say they are lobbying. What are they lobbying for? They are lobbying for a Jewish autonomous region in Biafra. They are not lobbying for Biafra independence. They are no legal entity for. They are no legal. When you read the other publication of BRGI, you saw that they are the only. Listen, look at it here. Modern global strategies will support Biafra independence to encourage the United States of Biafra, the United States government to support Biafra independence and to recognize Biafra as the only entity which represents Biafra. That is, to recognize BRGI as the only entity for Biafra independence. Now, this publication is now trying to make you to now see that the other splinter groups that have arisen, hear their names and see what they are going to do. Is giving you a comparison for you to see that these ones have a different mandate. Their mandate is not about Biafra independence and a sovereign state of Biafra. But their mandate, their own mandate, is for something different. So when you are looking for who is fighting for Biafra independence, go to BRGI. When you're looking for people that are doing showy display in the media and in the internet, you can go and start looking for Orabufulani and Emma groups and some other Jewish sentiment groups. So that is what this article is now explaining to you now. That this other group now say they are lobbying and their mandate is for what? Establishment of a Jewish autonomous region in Biafra. This is to show you how stupid and useless people are. Biafran government has stated it that Biafran people have three main religions. You have the Christian, you have the Jewish, and you have the traditional. So if all these religions are embedded in Biafran government, why will somebody be going to say, I am paying money to lobby and I am lobbying for establishment of a Jewish autonomous region in Biafra when you have not even gotten the Biafra? That is to show how stupid and useless some people have become in their lives, wasting money for nothing just to make sure they destroy the effort of other people and they deviate their focus from putting all their energy together to support BRGI, for BRGI to get the recognition of Biafra. According to the agreement of this group here, they say it is to be achieved through reaching out to politicians. Did you hear this? They say it is to be achieved through reaching out to politicians, Nigerian politicians, and to support for autonomous region, marketing awareness through social media and email. Can you see the madness? They now say, do we plan to disseminate our vision and goals for the region to politicians, to create dialogue between the regions? And you're now running to US and its allies, lobbying government for support. The pro group stated, stressing that their plans will include governance and economic details. When you have not gotten Biafra, you are seeking Jewish nation, and you say it must be inside Biafra. Which Biafra? Now, you now hear of another one. Similarly, the United States of Biafra, hey, this one now, I think this one is Orabufulani. You see, these people, they have done so much research to go and bring out all the splinter groups of what they are doing and the names and their mandate. You go here, waiting to happen here. They say, Orabufulani Group, United States of Biafra, entered into another agreement with a U.S. registered lobby firm known as the United States of Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Name long, oh. And then they say, in this instance, the address of the registrant and the address of the foreign principal are the same. They say the agreement was aimed at leading the United States of Biafra citizens in the 40 states of Biafra, humanitarian assistance, fundraising activities, appointment and control, and making pronouncement rules. This is the mandate of these people, mandate of Orabufulani to their lobbying firm. Nothing about Biafra independence restoration or recognition. Their mandate is that what? The agreement is aimed at leading their United States of Biafra citizens in the 40 states of Biafra. They will lead them. That is their mandate. Then they will do humanitarian assistance. Then they will do fundraising activities. Then they will do appointment. Then they will do control and making pronouncement and rules. Finish. Finish, oh. Finish. No mandate for Biafra independence because they have no legal entity in their hands. They are not the legal entity, or they don't have that power. So what they are just doing is to camouflage and to deceive all of you and collect money. Can you see their aim and objective? To do fundraising activity, to do pronouncement, to do rules, to do humanitarian assistance, and to do appointments. They will lead you and push you into doing fundraising assistance, activities, appointment, and that. But nothing as their mandate to be that they are here for Biafra independence as their mandate. No. Do you now see? Do you now understand now? Okay, so everybody should be looking and know. They say the filings shows that one Christian Odiozo, which you don't fire now, represented the United States of Biafra, while Ngozi Orabufulani signed the agreement on behalf of the registrant. So Ngozi Orabufulani signed the document, signed the name of Christian Odiozo. Ngozi Orabufulani signed her own name and also signed the name of Christian Odiozo. Hey, when I hear the madness. Ngozi Orabufulani signed Christian Odiozo and also signed her own name on their two behalf. This is what the document is saying. Findings by the ICIR shows that the representative of the registrant, Orabueze, is a qualified APRN FNP, that is Advanced Practice Registered Family Nurse Practitioner, practicing in Atlanta, where she works at the Georgia Psychiatric Art and Health Care Services. Orabueze is one of the prominent figures in Biafra movement, seen also known as the Chief of Staff for Biafra Republic Government in Exile. He said she was even being appointed as Minister of Oil and Gas for Biafra by Simon Ekpa. She made headlines for unveiling the Biafra flag in Finland, announcing a recruitment drive for Biafra forces. They said she made headlines for unveiling Biafra flag in Finland. At least they know what they know her for. That she made headline for unveiling Biafra flag. in Finland and announcing recruitment drive for Biafra Air Force. Uh-huh. At least they have something that they use to know Orabufulani in the media, and where she make headline for raising Biafra flag. Now the question is, what is Emma Orabufulani known for? What is Emma Orabufulani known for? What is Chioma known for? What is Ruben Nadi known for? What is Joy Ruby known for? What is Obi Obodo known for? What is Azubike known for? What is Dr. Sam known for? What is this mad one here known for? Because the publication there practically stated that they now know, or they knew Orabufulani for raising the Biafra flag and also writing on social media about recruitment of Air Force and Orabufulani group of Ebubagu army. So they pick all those write-ups in the media. So the question is, at least this publication have been able to cite what Orabufulani is known for raising Biafra flag and also for calling for recruitment of Ebubagu. What is this one here on the screen known for? What is this one on the screen here known for? Please, people should write it in the comment section. What is this one on the screen known for? And what is Emma accountability known for? What is Choma known for? What is Bryce and Okoma known for? What is Azubike known for? What is Ruby Nadi known for? What is Joy Ruby known for? What is Obodo known for? Obi Obodo. What are all the accountability groups known for? Because Orabufulani is known for something. Orabufulani has been known for something, for raising Biafra flag. And also for writing on social media about recruitment of Biafra Air Force, which is recruiting inside our room. So the question is now, what is this one known for? What is this one known for? What is accountability group of a man known for? What is Ruby Nadi known for? Okay, Ruby Nadi is known for being the campaign manager of Ifeanyi Uba. Yet, she placed herself inside Biafra government in exile and was claiming to be a very good person, giving every information of Biafran government meeting to Ifeanyi Uba. Ah, okay. Okay. So please, what are these people known for? Because Orabufulani has been cited for raising Biafra flag in Finland and also been cited for writing on social media for recruitment of Ebubagu for Air Force and military and army and navy. So what are these ones now known for? You see, even Orabufulani, or even Orabufulani get name and get profile for a sabotage of what she's doing more than you people. You people don't even have name. You don't even have accolades to be attached to you. Look at you on the screen. Very shameful. The first place and the only place you have to go and launch your attack is the US government. You say that the US government will be using Isaiah Young, will be using Brgie to destroy Biafra. Chai! Hello, Meru. I don't know the kind of publication that this media house will now write about accountability group of EMA, honestly. Now, they now ask again, what does BRGIE stand for? They say BRGIE is a self-proclaimed government set up by some Biafran separatist leaders and activists seeking for an independent state separate from Nigeria. Do you now see that they have also explained to you now what BRGIE stands for? But when I read what the other groups, I read two other groups now, what they stand for. The other group said they are standing for Jewish creation of group in Biafra, where the Biafra have not even come. They are now citing that Biafra will come, but they are fighting for Jewish creation region. Orabufulani group said our own aim and objective is to do fundraising and to do humanitarian aid and to make rules and to make pronouncement. What are you making the pronouncement for? Are you making it for the humanitarian aid? Yes, because you're not making it for Biafra restoration or recognition. Because you said anytime you see that Biafran government in exile are making one step to get Biafra recognition, you will make 5 steps to stop them. So your mandate is quite different from Biafra Republic government in exile. So the publications here say what BRGI stands for is to do what? To get the independence of Biafra from Nigeria. And it said it is a government in exile. Yes. That focuses on diplomatic and foreign relations activities like building alliances, sharing the Biafran story worldwide, and negotiating with other nations and international organizations for actions against Nigeria. And you can see this evidently everywhere. These are the evidences that you can see from what I just read now. You can see evidences everywhere from what I just read now. You can see evidences everywhere. You can see evidences everywhere. You can see evidences everywhere. You can see evidences everywhere from what I just read now. You can see evidences everywhere. So, what evidence are you looking for again? When you now continue to read, it says BRGIE has held the first ever U.S. congressional briefing on September 18, 2025, indicating some level of lobby engagement with the U.S. government legislative branch. The organization claims to provide services such as asylum assistance for Biafrans seeking refugee protection, and it involved in various projects, including a self-referendum push and humanitarian type initiatives. You see, these people have gone to dig in and read and understand more and more about what you all are doing as BRGI. You need to be very proud of yourself because they have been able to explain to you the disparity between BRGI and all these splinter groups who have no name and who have no mandate. Their mandate is different from what BRGI has. They are only here to destroy your brains. There is another lobby here that they are still citing. They say more lobby deals uncovered. So findings by the ICIR indicate that prior to the 2024 agreement, 2 others had been entered into between IPOB and other US-based lobby firms. Let us read what this one is all about. They say, for instance, in February 2021, the leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, engaged BW Global Group, another American lobbying firm, to help the group win the support of the US government. He said the firm, co-owned by Jeffrey Birrell and Alan White, is registered in Washington, D.C., with a high concentration of top government officials, lawmakers, policymakers, and opinion leaders. It is believed that IPOB engaged them to push its cause. And it went on to explain that the one-year deal, which was slated to run for 12 months, was signed at the cost of $750,000, according to the contract papers, filing by the BWGG after negotiations which were concluded in February 2021, showed that the firm was engaged by Kanu to undertake political activities in the US on behalf of IPOB. So, the question here is, with all this money that the people that surrounded Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deceived him to fall into, did they deliver anything from 2021? Did they deliver anything? That is the question you need to find out. Did they deliver anything? Did they deliver anything? with all this money that they made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to commission some Biafrans to pay, did they deliver anything? But how long did we contract Moran Global Strategies? We contracted Moran Global Strategies according to this registration, I think about in June. According to this publication here, they posted that we contracted Moran Global Strategies in June 2024. That is what they quoted here. And then from June 2024 to October 2025, you can see series of results. You can see good handwork. You can see talk less and do more lobbying firm who is putting Nigeria on the spotlight and giving them woto all around their body. The Koboko is sweeting and giving one Nigeria what they deserve. So the question is, did these people that collected this money, or these people that came out and said this is the money they want to collect, did they deliver anything for Biafra government? Did they succeed with one or two even engagement with the US lawmakers to discuss or talk about Biafra? Was there any way forward or anything that was achieved that made our way to the US Congress for us to be able to see results? No. But what do you see in BRGIA? They talk less, they do more. You have seen all the physical engagement of BRGIA. They are not hidden. They are all there in the public. And when you show it to them, they say you are doing photo. Yes, the photo we are doing is actually giving results. The publication I just read made you to understand that BRGI were able to get first ever congressional briefing in the US lawmakers' chambers, where decisions are being made in the Capitol Hill. That means they watch, they check, they read, they research, and follow everything and see our result that we are giving. And they applaud Biafran people. They applaud BRGI for the successes that they have recorded. They watch this website. They see all the diplomatic engagement. They see what is happening. They know, and they can boldly write their report to tell the world, yes, BRGIE are working and they can see their results everywhere. So let's go back to that publication. So were these people able to deliver with all this money? No, because they were not in for Biafra. They were in for what? They were in to make themselves rich with this money. If they were not in to make themselves rich with this money, they would not have come to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also to petition the European president to imprison Simon Ekpa because of fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because of fighting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because of fighting for the freedom of Biafra people, because of fighting for Biafra independence. At this point, all of you now should understand, when you see us trying to hold all these splinter groups accountable for their sabotages against Biafra Republic of Montenegro, you now understand that they have a different mandate, that their mandate is not for Biafra independence. Their mandate is just to come and cause chaos and distraction and to deceive Biafra people. Because there is no document they offer to you or issue to you that is legitimate, that can back you up in any way. They don't have the legal entity for any support to any document to give to you. So those of you that are collecting ID card from Ngozi, you are doing yourself more harm than good. Because their terms and objectives, their main mandate on their document of registration does not give them the legitimacy or the power to issue any document of identity for you. They are not the government of the Biafran people. The only legitimate government of the Biafran people that is saddled with that responsibility is the BRGIA, according to the registration document that is embedded in the US law, in the US system. So when you are going to collect or process ID card, the fake ID card with Ngozi, you are also committing a crime. So you now know, while we must hold every splinter groups accountable for trying to do what? For trying to impersonate BRGI, for trying to destroy our image, for trying to make mockery and make baby of the mandate of BRGI. We must hold them accountable when we see them trying to destroy our image, trying to destroy what we are here to do, because they are here for a different purpose. They are not here for Biafra independence. They don't have the mandate. They don't have that very mandate in their document of registration to do so. The only people that have that is BRGIE. So stay away from all these splinter criminal groups. They did not deliver. These people you see here, they did not deliver anything. They did not deliver. They only collected money. So that is why I don't even want to waste time to reading their nonsense again, because they only wasted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time. They wasted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time. Wasted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time. They also made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to enter another deal with another lobbying firm in 2019. They still collected money. This one, how much was the money? This one here, the money was about 85,000 per month. 85,000 per month. This one now was even how much? The previous one I read was 750 for a year. This one was 750 for a year. While the other one now was how much? The other one now was 85,000 per month. Did they deliver anything? No. You see how much these people have embezzled Biafrans. They have embezzled Biafrans because they see Biafrans long for freedom. But here, modern global strategies is not embezzling you. You're giving them little, but they are sacrificing and giving you results. And you are seeing all the results every now and then. And you are seeing all the results everywhere. You're seeing all the results everywhere. You're seeing all the results everywhere. You're seeing all the results everywhere. And they have played a vital role in seeing that Nigeria has been designated as a country of particular concern. That is one step in the right direction. They have submitted a testimony to the US Congress. They have even gone to the Capitol to give live testimony against Nigeria in the congressional briefing. They have submitted a deal proposal for economic support and political support. They have opened a deal with American government for them to come and have a military base in Biafra land in order to be able to eliminate these terrorists. What has these other groups delivered for the past how many years with all the money that they embezzled Biafrans? Nothing to show for it. So wake up. Coming down to the concluding part of this, you can see that they cannot do without our APM and our Senator Ted Cruz. They must highlight where the success of the Biafran people is coming from. So when you come down to the ending part of the article or the publication, they still highlighted Biafran government in exile again, because this is where it is happening. These are the people that are making the thing happen. All the other groups, they are splinter groups. Now, from this publication I read now, did you even see where they even made mention of a accountability group? who claimed to be the one having meeting inside Zoom with our prime minister, dragging him into the Zoom, setting him up, bringing Biafra Defense Forces into the Zoom to have meeting and talk. Then they record their voices and conversation, record prime minister, and then put it inside the social media to implicate him. Did you now see all these publications and this investigation that has been done about the work of BRG? Did you see where they cited that accountability group of Emma and Choma, that this is where their own wing is, this is where their own lobbying is, this is where their own registration is, this is where their campaign is? Did you see anything? No. That is why you saw the anger here, because they are losing. That is why they are losing. They have nothing to show. Ngozi even had a record that she raised the highest flag of Biafra in Finland. She also have another record that she posted on social media about recruitment of Biafra Air Force and Biafra Navy, which is a Bubagu groups. But this one now, they have no reference to be made of them. That is why you see them, they stand up, they start fighting America openly, fighting modern global strategies openly, fighting Dabiri openly. And Ngozi has joined them now to do the fighting. So coming down, you see our Senator Ted Cruz, you see our APM, because he's the man of the moment, they cannot do without him, so they must spotlight him everywhere. He's the face of Biafra now in Washington, D.C. He's the face of Biafra now everywhere. When our PM was here, he was the face of Biafra. But now, our PM is not here. He cannot be in prison to be doing his assignment. So there is somebody that is acting in that office now, who is now the face of Biafra. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here. He was the face of Biafra. When he was imprisoned, our PM became the face of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not be the face of Biafra anymore from inside prison to make decisions. So same thing now has happened. Our PM is in prison. He cannot be the face of Biafra from inside prison to make decisions. He cannot stay there to attend meeting with the U.S. lawmakers or the U.S. government. No. There is another person here now that is the face of Biafra. This is one thing that some of you need to understand about freedom fighting and also government. It is transitional. Because some of you are so myopic and so demented in your brain. You think that, oh, Onyendu should stay in detention and be making decisions and to be the face of Biafra now. How can Onyendu be in prison, in the four walls of prison, to attend meeting with Senator Ted Cruz? How can Mazi Simon Ekpa be in prison to be the face of Biafra to attend meeting with Senator Ted Cruz? How can Mazi Simon Ekpa be in prison to attend conference that is ongoing in America, inside prison? It cannot happen. So there must be another person to be acting while he is in prison. And we work in our advocacy to see, calling for the release of these leaders that are behind bars. That is what the present leader, Okechukwu Nkere, is doing with the government. Advocating to see that our previous leaders are released that have been imprisoned. But some of you that have no sense, you don't know, you don't know anything about government. You say, oh, we should go and meet our prime minister inside prison to come and have meeting with Senator Ted Cruz, because your own brain is not working. So somebody that is in prison, within the four walls of the prison, should be the person now, should be having meeting from inside prison. Chai! Alumero. So they still highlighted our Senator Ted Cruz and our APM for working so hard to destroy Nigeria. And then the list can go on with more of one Nigeria cry and one Nigeria cry and one Nigeria cry. So this very publication has been able to make you understand the role of BRGI according to the contractual terms, and the role of every other splinter groups that have arisen, you also see their contractual terms, that they have nothing to do with Biafra independence because they are not the legal entity. Orabufulani group, our own mandate is, she put it there, she wants to do humanitarian aid, fundraising, to give plans and make orders and instructions, but nothing has to do with the independence, recognition, or restoration of Biafra. But the people that are working with her, they don't have sense to ask a question. How come your lobbies are not going into Washington, D.C. to have meetings with Senator Ted Cruz and with even the Speaker of the House and with every lawmaker that Okenkere is having meetings with, if you have the same mandate? How come? So we are calling on many of you that have fallen victims of this scam to wake up. BRGIE differently now works with result based, and nothing more. I would have stayed longer than this, but because of emergency that just came up now, this program is coming to an end interruptingly. I salute all Biafrans, and I will catch all of you all tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Please, those that were supposed to call into this program, I apologize. We have to attend to some emergencies that just arose now, which we cannot control to keep this program past this stage. So, see you all tomorrow, and may the peace of Chukwu Okike Abiama and the grace of Biafra surrounds you all.
We have three ex-former president of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression, that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balawa said it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it, former President Goodluck Jonathan. They all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? Why they are different people? So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And this was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria and ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra. Okay. And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade. But we Biafran will resist. We will make sure that we are free, and we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we will checkmate the terrorists. Because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland, he needs to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.
Thank you.
The recording has stopped.
We have three former presidents of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression, that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balewa said it. Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, they all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? Why they are different people? So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And this was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria and ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra.
Okay.
And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade, but we Biafran will resist. We will make sure that we are free, and we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we'll checkmate the terrorists. Because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here. And our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland, he needs to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.